Hey there, welcome to my channel B&B Update Us 24. Sheila and Luna fight for the gun while Lee curses her degenerate sister, and the fight breaks out. Sheila attempted to save frightened Steffi from Luna, who was brandishing a gun. At the beach house, Luna informs Sheila that Steffi's harsh criticism is preventing them from living with Finn. If Steffi didn't get in the way, all of their aspirations could come true. Steffi and Sheila point out that it isn't helping to lure her there and threaten her with a pistol. Sheila tells a furious Luna to lay down the rifle while Steffi searches for a way out. Luna claims that she would never harm Hayes and that she is not threatening anyone. Sheila tells her to consider her actions and reminds her that she is carrying a gun. Luna maintains that no one can prevent her from having a presence in Finn's life. Sheila informs her that exerting oneself isn't beneficial. Luna maintains that all she needs is recognition so Finn would know she is deserving of his affection. She can't do that while holding a gun, Sheila reminds her. She might be accepted one day, but not today. Luna claims she didn't invite Steffi there to murder her while brandishing her gun. All she wants is to be in a relationship with Finn. Her father might play a role in her future if they could all put her past behind them. Luna gripes about her mother forcing her to sell trinkets. She should consider the future she can create for herself, Sheila advises. Luna sobs as she describes how the first time she felt secure and safe was in Finn's arms. Steffi notes that when Finn finds out, he won't be pleased. Luna resumes pointing the finger at Steffi. She ought to quit threatening people, Sheila advises. Luna maintains that she isn't. Steffi inquires as to if this permits her to locate Miss Dillon and depart. Luna tells her she cannot leave and points the gun at her before she can leave. Sheila attempts to pry the rifle out of her grasp. It explodes. Finn tells Lee in his office that Sheila is calling him non-stop and that his wife is meeting with Hayes' art teacher. Sheila seemed to be attempting to impose herself on him. After her degenerate sister, she is the worst mother in the world. Finn regrets not supporting Luna during her childhood while Lee holds Poppy responsible for everything. Because to her sister's transgression with her son, Lee is still upset. That sicko had a daughter like Luna is understandable. They both concur that Luna became a monster as a result of Poppy's neglect. Finn feels that he should have protected her even if he claims he must shield his family from her. According to his mother, Poppy is solely to blame. He can't get rid of the thought that if he had been in Luna's life, things would have turned out differently. Finn reflects about his future self if he had been brought up by Sheila. He is the man he is because of Lee's devotion. Although Luna is their blood, he does not condone her actions. She sighs and acknowledges that she feels sorry for Luna, but they are powerless to alter the past. Finn can't stop pondering what may have been. She is certain that Luna would have been different if her morally bankrupt sister hadn't raised her. She recalls how admirable Luna was as a young child and how much she admired Finn. Although Luna wasn't born evil, she was brought up by someone who influenced her opinions. Her depraved mother destroyed her life. Taylor tells a perplexed Ridge at the Cliff home that Sheila was there to alert Steffi about Luna. Will appears with Electra. Hearing that Hayes' teacher used origami in an unethical way has perplexed her. They clarify that Hayes received it from the enigmatic Miss Sunshine. Taylor is tense about it. They discuss Luna snooping on Sheila and being on the loose. Although Taylor is certain that Luna is getting more insane, she doesn't believe Sheila will be the one to keep them safe. They congratulate Will for everything he done for their family, even if he apologizes for not succeeding at the sting. You believe Luna wasn't born with a terrible disposition? Finn tells Lee, I can't have her anywhere near my family. Liam jumps in as soon as the gun goes off. Lee and Grace had to perform surgery on several gunshot wounds. Bill tells Ridge and Taylor, I have no excuses and I will regret it for the rest of my life. Sheila and Luna are fighting as a gunshot rings out, and Lee has an unexpected opinion about Finn's daughter. Luna yells at Sheila at the beach school that Steffi is the issue, not her. Sheila informs her that Steffi won't understand her viewpoint if she does this. Calm down, Luna yells, accusing Steffi of being harsh and critical. If only Steffi would disappear, they could finally have a family with Finn. Steffi pushes us to these limits, Luna sniffs. Even though they don't want to, they can't really ask Finn out for coffee. It doesn't have to be this way, she says to Sheila, who informs her granddaughter that this is excessive. You must now put down the gun. Sheila B&B. Lee's unexpected viewpoint. Lee and Finn talk about Steffi's SMS about having to go to the beach school in his office. He then laments that Sheila is calling him non-stop. Lee cautions him against answering, even if he tells her to move away. She's wasting her time, and Finn won't let her back in. Together with her sister Penelope, Lee laments that Sheila is the worst mother in the world. Lee B&B. Lee informs Finn that he is not accountable for his daughter's fate while talking about Poppy and Luna. The fact that her sister crossed the line with her son in that way sickens her. They discuss how she kept her pregnancy a secret from him. Lee believes she was ill, thus it makes sense that Luna became a monster. Finn summarizes that she has committed terrible, unforgivable acts. He must keep Steffi and the children safe from her, but he can't help but think that things might have turned out differently if he had been able to keep Luna safe. This is on Poppy, according to Lee. Finn can't get rid of the thought that if he had been given the opportunity to be her father, things may have turned out differently. Finn B&B. If he had been raised by Sheila, Finn wonders what kind of person he could have been. He is appreciative that he was Lee's son. She helped shape him into the guy he is today. Although Luna is his daughter and her granddaughter, he does not condone what she has done. Although it's distressing and troublesome, it's the reality. Lee acknowledges that she feels some sympathy for Luna, but they are powerless to alter the past. They both concur that she is a criminal and should not be in close proximity to Finn's family. It makes him wonder, though. If Luna hadn't been nurtured by Poppy, Lee is certain that she would have been different. Lee remembers what Luna was like as a little child. She cherished her family time. She admired Finn. She needs her father, he claims. Lee sniffs. This is all on Penelope. Before her corrupt mother destroyed her life, Luna was a hopeful young woman. Baker is called by Ridge. As Electra and will enter the Cliff home in search of Steffi, Taylor is telling Ridge about Sheila's visit. According to Taylor, she had to visit Hayes' instructor. Is there something wrong? Asks Electra. Taylor hopes not. She describes the fortune teller that Miss Sunshine constructed and sent home with Hayes. Ridge, Taylor B&B. Will, Electra, Ridge, and Taylor keep talking about the unsettling fortune teller. How long has Steffi been gone? Ridge asks. While speaking with the teacher, Taylor questions whether she lost track of time. Since Miss Sunshine has been communicating with the children without the parents' knowledge, Electra questions who she is. Ridge argues that Luna is still out there and has been having affairs with her grandma, and he moans that Steffi needs to trust her instincts. Taylor informs them of Sheila's caution over her granddaughter. Ridge wishes to share the visit with Baker. This family must be protected. Sheila makes an effort to stop Luna. Luna informs Sheila at the beach school that if Steffi didn't have the gun, she would contact the police. She should put it down, Sheila says. Steffi lashes out at Luna, accusing her of being a psychopath who is pursuing her child. Hayes is her half-brother, according to Luna, and she would never harm him. Sheila queries how Steffi, who is brandishing a gun, is expected to trust that. Luna gripes that she will always have a role in Finn's life because he is her blood. Nobody will ever prevent that from occurring. Steffi gripes that Luna is intimidating. Luna complains that she is descended from Finn and Hayes. Sheila steps in once more. Luna finds it incomprehensible why they are behaving as though she is making an unreasonable request. All she wants is to be recognized and seen as deserving of her father's affection. You can't do that with a rifle, Sheila argues. Believe me, I know. She may be accepted in the future, but not now. I've waited long enough, yells Luna. She sobs, I didn't bring Steffi there to murder me. She is no longer that person. If Steffi wouldn't force him to pick, Finn and her could have a relationship. Her father might play a role in her future if they could all put her past behind them. Will inquires as to whether Steffi has been checked on by the cops at the Cliff home. They'll find out, but Ridge is unsure. Will apologizes that the sting didn't go as planned. Will must have been frightened, and Taylor and Ridge are grateful for what he did for their family. Taylor Ridge B&B will be crewed by Elektra. Luna sobs over her early years at the beach school. Sheila informs her that she can shape her own future by using her history. She cautions, "Don't screw it up." A future with her father is what Luna desires. She felt loved for the first time when he told her and held her. When she ties up the teacher and holds her at gunpoint, Steffi wonders what she believes Finn would think. He's a forgiving man, according to Luna. She yells to Sheila about their possible lives without Steffi. Sheila says, "Stop it. You must quit threatening her, Luna." Luna maintains that she isn't. Steffi says she is free to go if she won't harm her. She will locate Miss Dillon, remove her from the area, and then contact law enforcement. "We're finished." Sheila protests and wrestles her granddaughter for the rifle as Luna points the revolver at her. "You're not going to be part of Finn's life," she says, turning around. And then it explodes. Luna's eyes enlarge. Sheila Carter finds herself at the center of mayhem once more on The Bold and the Beautiful, where secrets come to light more quickly than relationships are created. However, this time, not only is her freedom or reputation at stake, but her life itself. Sheila is now faced with what may be the most difficult and morally complex decision of her life, a real life-and-death decision that could either solidify her redemption arc or send her back into eternal darkness, following decades of plots, betrayals, fake deaths, and unimaginable crimes. There are rumors circulating that Sheila will be forced to make a decision that no mother or monster should ever have to make: walk away to maintain her newfound stability with Deacon, her unexpected but ferociously devoted companion, or save the life of someone she loves at the expense of her own. Sheila's humanity has been revealed in recent episodes, when the notorious villain appears to be struggling with regret and the need for real transformation. Her relationship with Deacon Sharp has given her more depth and complexity, illustrating a woman caught between the specters of her past and the shaky hope of a brighter future. However, everything changes when Sheila is the only one who can help Finn, her biological son, who she has worked so hard to re-establish contact with, in the event of a medical emergency or even a lethal ambush. According to teasers, Sheila may have to make the unimaginable decision to sacrifice her life in order to save her son's life, whether it be through a blood donation, a real transplant, or putting herself between Finn and a gunshot, or a vindictive foe like Lee. The irony is poetic. When Sheila finally gets the chance to do something truly unselfish, to demonstrate that she is capable of true mother sacrifice, after years of obsession, manipulation, and violence in the name of love for her kid, she could lose everything. The outside forces circling her are adding to the strain. One of Sheila's fiercest adversaries, Finn's adoptive mother Lee Finnegan, might make every effort to prevent Sheila from getting involved. Because they doubt Sheila's intentions and worry about another lethal turn, Ridge, Steffi, and even Hope might attempt to reveal any scheme she comes up with. Additionally, Deacon, who at last sees Sheila as a better person, would beg her to take another path, to struggle for survival rather than accept death. However, for Sheila, this might be the only way to be saved, giving her life for the one person she brought into the world and demonstrating her love for them by deeds rather than words. Could Sheila Carter, a character who has danced with death more times than we can count, be getting her last curtain call? Or is this just another intricate turn in her 9 Lives tour of the most dramatic families in Los Angeles? The consequences will be devastating if Sheila does carry out a lethal sacrifice. For the rest of his life, Finn will bear the psychological burden of her passing, perhaps even reconsidering his initial animosity towards her. Steffi might find it difficult to balance her feelings of relief and guilt. Additionally, Deacon might descend into despair and reveal a side of himself that we haven't seen in years. However, there is also the intriguing prospect that Sheila lives, barely, possibly pretending to die again, only to observe from a distance while the Finnegans and Forresters lament a lady they never fully comprehended. Or perhaps she makes it through her attempted sacrifice, severely wounded but alive, and is at last accepted back into Finn's life after earning a second or 100th opportunity. In any case, Sheila's character undergoes a significant transformation at this point. She is now a complicated, profoundly traumatized woman who teeters between legacy and rebirth, vengeance and vulnerability, destruction and deliverance, rather than merely the one-dimensional monster that fans love to detest. Fans of the bold and the beautiful should brace yourself for heartbreak, revelation, and perhaps the end of an era, as the writers have skillfully built up to this much-anticipated emotional conclusion. Regardless of whether Sheila dies a hero, lives as a pariah, or once again escapes into myth, one thing is for sure: this life-or-death choice will redefine the essence of the show and perhaps cause viewers to re-evaluate their preconceived notions about one of the most memorable characters in soap opera. In the wake of a mysterious, deadly shooting that threatens to split the Finnegan family apart, Lee Finnegan, who was once praised as the cool-headed voice of reason in the Forrester Logan Finnegan storm, may be going into uncharted territory with a twisted, well-thought-out plan to stage Luna Nozawa's death. The complete metamorphosis of Lee, a lady renowned for her professionalism and maternal instincts, as she appears to plunge headfirst into morally dubious, if not outright black, territory, is what makes this plot so captivating, in addition to the high-stakes drama. Numerous spoiler sources and circulating fan theories claim that it all starts when Luna, Poppy Nozawa's daughter and Lee's presumed niece, is unexpectedly shot and killed in what may or may not have been an accident. It's still unclear if Luna was the intended target because of her relationship to the Finnegans, or if the bullet was intended for someone else, possibly Finn or even Sheila Carter. What is certain, though, is that Lee is the only one with the authority, know-how, and access to take action after Luna's condition deteriorates. Lee allegedly arranges a fictitious death scenario, either by fabricating a death certificate, transporting Luna covertly to a distant clinic under a false identity, or faking medical records, in a move that would even shock Sheila herself. What was she thinking? The psychological genius of this possible twist becomes apparent at that point. As a life-saving physician, Lee may honestly think she is shielding Luna from the assailant, Poppy's troubled past, or the evil powers that surround the Forrester family. Other people, however, believe that a far darker motive is at work: Lee's unresolved animosity towards Poppy, her contempt for the way Luna's presence has upset the balance of her perfect son Finn's life, and possibly even jealousy that Luna has assimilated into the Forrester circle more quickly than Lee ever could. Lee's plan is both comprehensible and terrifying because to the intricate combination of psychological unraveling and protective instinct. Even in the soap opera world, staging a death is no easy task. Lee would probably need to recruit a reliable, or blackmailed, medical employee, maybe completely deceive Poppy, and keep Finn in the dark in order to pull it off. The emotional damage is immense. With her daughter deceased, Poppy would be saddened and would even blame herself for the past finally catching up with her. Luna's loyal boyfriend, R.J. Forrester, would be devastated by the loss and might even be skeptical of what's happening, particularly if Lee's behavior begins to falter under the strain of upholding the lie. As contradictions in the narrative surface, Finn might be caught between his growing skepticism and his allegiance to his mother. Viewers may observe Lee's continued decline as the weeks go by and the truth is kept a secret. She may grow more desperate, suspicious, and emotionally aloof as she defends her behavior by claiming that it is necessary for her safety. However, what would happen if Luna started to wake up? Or even worse, if Luna finds out about her aunt's actions and doesn't cooperate? The storyline has the potential to rival even Sheila's most infamous plots, not because it is evil for the sake of evil, but because it is rooted in a place of warped love, control, and fear. A captive Luna, recuperating under Lee's covert care, could become a prisoner, emotionally and literally, in a twisted game of mother knows best. It's even riskier because of it. The ramifications extend to the larger B&B industry as well. Lee might be suspended, arrested, or expelled from the hospital entirely if her reputation as a medical worker is damaged. Her connections could fall apart, especially those with Finn and even Jack. For Poppy, it might rekindle her long-standing rivalry with Lee in the most intimate way possible, transforming the conflict over Luna into something far more sinister and primordial. There will also be emotional fireworks if Luna manages to get away and returns, because she will have to face the terrible reality that her own aunt thought it would be better for the world to believe she was dead than to allow her to live freely. However, this tragedy has a twist. What if Lee is correct? What happens if someone is actually still pursuing Luna? If so, the only thing that might have rescued her was Lee's plan. Will she be forgiven by Luna then? Will Poppy? Will Finn? What would happen if the gunman opened fire again? Could the fictitious death backfire horribly, endangering Lee and everyone else even more? This plotline has all the makings of an unforgettable arc: betrayal, sacrifice, identity, and the terrible lengths a mother, or aunt, will go to in order to protect, or control, the people she loves. The Bold and the Beautiful thrives on these morally grey areas where love and madness dance side by side. While adding new psychological tension, cultural depth, and contemporary emotional stakes, it mimics traditional daytime drama themes. If spoilers are correct, Lee Finnegan's choice to stage Luna's death will not only define her character for years to come, but it might also mark the beginning of a new era in B&B storytelling, one in which even the most morally upright individuals are vulnerable to the allure of desperation. Fans are left wondering, is Lee a new villain emerging from the ashes of pride and sadness, a desperate woman unraveling, or a heartbroken protector as the truth ebbs and flows and the walls shut in on her? Whatever the response, one thing is for sure, the drama is only beginning, and Lee Finnegan is now a significant player in this constantly shifting tale of glitz, deceit, and treachery.